Hello my dear students, today we will discuss the third chapter, in fact the remaining portion of the third chapter, that is weather and climate. The topics to be discussed today is the measuring instruments. Last class we discussed about various elements of weather and climate like temperature, rainfall, humidity, cloud cover, wind and so on. Today we will be discussing about the instruments that measures these elements of weather. So the first one let's discuss, it's temperature. As we already discussed in the class, the temperature is the hotness or coldness of an object, a body. Here since we are discussing air, so it is the temperature of the air. We generally know that thermometer is an instrument that helps measure the temperature. So the air temperature is also measured with a thermometer and the reading is taken in three different scales. One is Celsius, the next is Fahrenheit and the third one is Kelvin scale. Out of these three, Celsius scale is the most commonly used scale in the world, excepting to United States, which mostly uses Fahrenheit scale. In Celsius scale, the reading, that is the number, starts from 0 degree to 100 degree centigrade. 100 degree centigrade is what we call the boiling point and 0 degree centigrade is the freezing point. Any temperatures below 0 degree centigrade is demarcated with negative, that is minus. So like the temperature goes below 0 degree and it is 2 degrees. So we will write below 0 degree is as minus 2 degree centigrade. While in a Fahrenheit scale, the reading ranges between 32 degree Fahrenheit to 212 degree Fahrenheit. For humidity, the next, as we already discussed that humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air and humidity is of two types, relative humidity and absolute humidity. Absolute humidity is the actual amount of water vapor present in the air, as we already discussed, and is measured in grams per cubic centimeter. What is very important in understanding for us in terms of weather pattern is relative humidity, and that is what is to be measured. And relative humidity, as discussed or as we already have discussed, that it is the ratio between the amount of water vapor present in the air, that is absolute humidity, to the total amount of water air can hold, and it's calculated in percentage. And a change in relative humidity changes the weather pattern, and this relative humidity is measured with an instrument called hygrometer. The third one is air pressure. Barometer is an instrument that measures air pressure. Now air pressure is what? It's the weight exerted by the column of air in one particular place. And we also discussed that the air becomes lighter when it is heated. That means when the temperature is high, the air becomes light and the pressure is less. While when the temperature is cold, the air becomes heavier and hence we have high pressure. So here barometer is an instrument that measures the air pressure and it is generally of two types. One is mercury barometer, the other is aneroid barometer. The mercury barometer is a barometer that has liquid mercury in it, and it measures the air pressure when the mercury level inside the jar increases due to the pressure applied. Air pressure is measured in millibars, this is the unit, and the standard normal pressure is considered to be 1013 MB. Anything higher to 1013 MB is considered to be high pressure, and any reading that comes below less than 1013 MB, it is considered to be low pressure. While aneroid barometer, we call it aneroid because it is without liquid and it's very accessible, it's easy to carry. It consists of a metal box with partial vacuum inside and a flexible wall which contracts and expands. With the contraction and expansion of these walls, the vacuum which creates inside, this contraction and relaxation allows a pointer to indicate the reading. So there is a pointer in this instrument which points the value of pressure. Now let us once again come back to temperature. The temperature, as we discussed, thermometer is an instrument that measures the temperature. Now temperatures can be of maximum in a day, while minimum temperature of the day is also recorded. So there is an instrument named 6's maximum and minimum thermometer that records the temperature, both minimum and maximum temperature at the same time. And temperature is not the same everywhere. So to indicate the places having same temperature, we have a line called isothermal line or isotherm, and these line joins places having equal temperature. On the globe, any places that has equal temperature is joined by these isothermal lines. That indicates that those places, wherever these line connects, it indicates that those places has equal values of temperature. Now we come to rainfall. Measuring rainfall in a meteorological station. In a meteorological station, rain gauge is used to measure the amount of rainfall. But a self-made rain gauge can also be done or can also be used to measure the rainfall, and that is known as pluviograph. That is a self-made rain gauge that helps us measure the rainfall. Well, in a meteorological station, the rain gauge helps us measure the rainfall, and a rain gauge usually looks like a funnel shaped. A cork you must have seen, a cork that is used to pour anything into the jar. Quite easier, it helps us to pour liquid into a jar. So it is very much similar to like that cork. It's a funnel shaped container that holds the rainwater of 24 hours. Every 24 hours the reading is done. So for 24 hours the funnel shaped jar is kept in an open place, and the water that collects in that jar is later poured into a cylindrical jar which gives us the reading, that is the measure or the amount of rainfall caused. The units that we measure rainfall is either in millimeters or in centimeters. Centimeters we usually use for the annual rainfall. For the whole year, whatever the amount of rainfall is caused, we measure it centimeter, while on a daily basis we measure it in millimeter. This rain gauge, there is certain conditions that we need to follow in order to measure rainfall. Rain gauge to collect water should be kept in an open space without any hindrance, that means without any obstruction. So the first point to discuss that measuring rainfall correctly, we have to place this rain gauge always in an open area, especially away from trees and buildings, because the rainwater which is collected in the trees and buildings, even after the rain keeps on dropping, and that is not considered as the rainwater. The next is, the rain gauge should be kept at a certain height above the ground so that the splashing of water, when the rain occurs, heavy rainfall results in splashes to come out. So those are not collected in rain gauge, to ensure that the rain gauge is kept at a certain height. The last topic to discuss, in fact, before we end up with this last topic, or before we come to wind speed and direction, we see isoheights. Now these isoheights are the lines, these are the lines that are drawn on the map that joins places having equal rainfall above the mean sea level. Now the last topic to discuss is wind speed and direction. So the instrument that measures wind direction, first of all, wind direction is measured by wind vane. It indicates the wind direction. If the wind is blowing from south to north, then the pointer will be facing the north and the tail end of that pointer will be facing the south. So in such cases, we indicate that the wind is moving from south to north. As we all know that winds are named from the place or direction it blows and not to the place where it blows. While measuring the speed of the wind, the instrument uses anemometer. Anemometer measures the wind speed. Well, there is also an instrument known as anemograph which continuously keeps on measuring the wind speed in a piece of graph paper. It continuously keeps on measuring the speed. And wind speeds is measured in either kilometer per hour or meters per second. There is another instrument known as Beaufort scale. Now, Beaufort scale is a scale that helps measure the wind speed. This was invented by Sir Francis Beaufort, and the reading is from 0 to 12. The intensity of the wind is numbered from 0 to 12. You can see the graph of Beaufort scale from 0 to 12 in your book, and then help understand you can clearly understand the wind and the speed, how it occurs. So thank you, class. You all have a good day.